Weirdos!
A lot of weirdos out here.
Weirdo. Weirdo. Weirdo.
Well, that's not weird.
Really?
No, it's weird.
Weirdo.
We are the weirdos, mister.
Weirdo.
Weirdo is how it's said in British English. Weirdo. Weirdo. Now, in American English, it's said usually more as weirdo. Weirdo.
We are the weirdos.
What a weirdo!
So I want to talk about something that everybody does. Literally everybody.
Probably not me.
No.
I'm from outer space.
Nobody does not do this. Can you guess what it is?
Look at their phones.
There's people that don't have phones, smartphones.
Yeah, that's true. Drink water and breathe oxygen. I got you there.
No.
What is it?
Death.
Like making other people death or themselves death?
Death.
I like death.
Like not being able to hear or dying?
Dying.
Do you want to die?
You should have just said yes.
Death.
Yes.
It's death.
Do you ever fantasize about being killed?
Never.
Do you ever wonder about all the different ways of dying? You know, violently? And wonder, like, what would be the most horrible way to die?
Try not to think about dying too much.
What about it?
Not the death metal band Death.
Okay.
There's a death metal band called Death.
Yeah. Is that what we're talking about?
No.
Okay.
We're not talking about death. We're talking about death.
Death.
Stop.
Death. The action or fact of dying or being killed. The end of the life of a person or organism. The state of being dead.
What about it?
Okay, so there's lots of statistics and everything, but do you know what the number one killer is on the entire planet?
Breaking it down too hard.
How'd you know that?
Yeah, I know.
No.
My sibling suffered the same fate. They started head spinning and they couldn't stop.
Just twisted their head right off?
Yeah, it just popped off. I would assume car accidents, but I don't think that's true.
No. Accidents is number 2 reason for people dying on the planet. I'm not talking about just in the U.S.
Yeah.
On the planet. Everywhere. That's it.
Well, I'm guessing like cancer is probably like number 3.
Yeah.
Number 1. Drug overdose, maybe?
No.
No? What is it?
Heart disease.
Oh.
That's not very exciting.
Yeah, that was bad.
You were expecting like eating Mentos and drinking a Coke at the same time.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
My other sibling suffered that fate while the other guy was head spinning.
At the same time?
Yeah, it was bad.
Pretty sweet.
They're trying to do a new YouTube challenge. The other one died from a mouthful of cinnamon.
That's stupid.
Have you ever tried to do it?
No. So, since the number 1 killer of humans is heart disease, that basically means our lifestyles are huge piles of shit. And we eat garbage and we drink garbage and we're killing ourselves. Like the top 10 contributors to death are all about our lifestyles, like heart disease, cancer, COVID-19, strokes, lower respiratory diseases, Alzheimer's disease, diabetes, liver disease, and cirrhosis.
You didn't say it right. Diabetes.
Diabetes. If you got diabetes. So, are you afraid to die?
No, not really. I'm curious of what happens, because you really can't think of nothing, and since your brain stops, you can't really think of what would happen.
Let's clarify.
Yeah.
You are not a religious person.
No, I'm not.
So, all of the fantasy ideas that religions have of what happens after death don't apply to you, right?
I mean,
or do you think that some of them could happen?
I'm up to the idea of it happening, but I don't have any real proof. So it's like right now it's just like, okay, if it happens, it happens, I guess.
So what do you think's gonna happen when you die?
Well, I've tried thinking of this, and it's really hard to think about because your brain can't stop and think of completely nothing. I've heard of your brain releasing chemicals that lets you like relive your life, but I'm not sure that's true because I don't know. That's just a lot of information, and like, I don't know. But after your brain like dies, so it's hard to think because like you wouldn't still be conscious and be able to like think to yourself in just like darkness. It would be more like you would just be gone. It's hard to think of.
So basically like when you turn the light off, you flip a switch and it's just over.
Yeah, but it's hard not to think of you wouldn't be conscious. For me, at least. Because I like to think, like, oh, what would I think about? And, like, I wouldn't think at all.
Yeah.
It would just be there. It would just click and it's done, I guess.
Do you think that there's, like, another plane of existence? Like, spiritual existence? Like, you could be, like, teleported when you die, like... Some people think a person has a soul or a spirit, and they believe that some people believe that it like goes to a new plane of existence, like not necessarily like a different universe or something like that, but sort of like what Christians would call heaven or something like that. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, I have. I mean, your energy is never created or destroyed, so I understand if your energy is still there, but I don't think it would be linked to, like, your consciousness or you at all. It would just be energy. So maybe, like, reincarnation, I guess. Except it wouldn't be your consciousness. You wouldn't pop out as a baby rabbit and be like, oh my god, what happened to my body? Whoa. You would think rabbit stuff, like carrots, and producing a million babies.
I think that our energy stays here, and I think for people that decide to be embalmed and buried, that I don't know what happens to their energy, but I really feel like your energy needs to be released to the earth. So either in cremation and your ashes, returned to the earth, or your body naturally returned to the earth so it can decompose just like everything else that dies besides humans. We're the only creatures that do something significant with another of our species' corpses. All the other corpses from every other living thing on this planet, they die, and they decompose, or some of them are eaten by other creatures, which then turns into feces, which then decomposes and goes back to the earth. So I really feel like a person should be buried naturally, not embalmed, directly to the earth, like no boxes, no bags, no clothes.
I think boxes are okay because like they'll decompose. It's just wood.
Yeah, depending on what they're made out of, eventually they will decompose. To me, that scenario makes the most sense for a person's energy to continue in existence, because then you're feeding other life. Like if you decompose in the ground, then you're feeding the soil, which then feeds plants, which then feeds insects, which then can feed small animals and reptiles, which then those can feed larger animals that are predators.
Food pyramid.
And yeah, and then all the way up to the largest animals, which humans eat, which then basically means, my theory is, your energy could go all the way from soil back to a human.
Do you think it's like reincarnation and you get like a new consciousness of a different creature?
No. I really feel like it's like, for your consciousness, I think it's like I said earlier, like you literally flip off a light switch. I don't have any proof. I mean, I've never died, so I don't know. And I know there's a lot of people that have had these near-death experiences, and they have all these wild experiences. But I think that's just me personally. I think that's just their brain sending signals. I don't know how to explain it because I'm not a scientist.
Yeah, it would be your brain chemicals responding to the event that happened. It's probably to keep you safe more than to
so
say
whatever
if
it
you're
is,
dying.
yeah, whatever it is that happens, you know, a lot of people that are revived come out saying that they experienced heaven and all this glorious stuff, and I don't think any of that is real. I think it's just their brain going into hyperdrive, trying to survive, maybe. Have you ever thought about how you want to die?
I've thought about how I don't want to die.
Okay, what's like the top reason or the top way you do not want to die?
Car crash, car accident.
Really? Just any kind of a car accident?
I do not want to die in a car accident. That is so basic. If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die right.
so
I'm gonna die right.
So you don't want to die that way just because it's like a cliche?
Yeah, if I die, I want to die cool.
Okay, so what's the number one way you want to die?
Back flipping so hard that I spin 5 times and I hit my head and break my neck.
Can you even do one backflip?
I'm working on it.
Oh, so no. No.
No.
Okay.
How do you want to die?
I'm not really sure, but I want it to be like extremely horrific and possibly in a huge public or social setting so that I can traumatize as many people as possible for the rest of their lives. So when they go to bed at night, they're going to visualize what they saw happen to me.
You know what you could do? You could go to New York and jump off the Empire State Building. And I don't know if this would happen, but maybe the impact of your body hitting the concrete would make you like explode, like, and just go everywhere instead of just like pancaking. And then you might even take someone out with you if you land on someone.
I'm afraid of heights.
What? I can't do that because I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm too scared.
Okay, how about you go to the zoo and you jump in and you get mauled by tigers and there's a bunch of little kids like, oh my god.
It needs to be more people.
I'm afraid of cats.
So I'm thinking like maybe I could go to an NFL game or something and somehow maybe I could like surgically implant an explosive device in my rectum, and then at like halftime I can run out during the halftime show right in the middle of the field and then detonate it, so like 80,000 people at first they're just watching me like, oh look, it's, and I'll be naked, so they'll think I'm a streaker or whatever, and then they're all going to be focused on me, for those few seconds, and then I'm going to explode, and it's going to be like on the jumbo TV thing too, so they can see it up close, and then it's just going to be chunks everywhere.
You get on the kiss cam and you lean over to kiss the person next to you and you explode.
So then, like, if there's bits and pieces of me and puddles of blood and goop. On the football field, none of the football players are going to want to go out there and play, so they're going to have to cancel the game. And then they're going to show that footage like on international television, so
yeah, it might be live. It would be live.
Yeah.
Because big games like that are just, like, streamed live.
Yeah. Either
Especially on ESPN.
Either that, or I want to go to one of these ridiculous mega churches where it's like Joel Osteen's church, where there's like 30,000 people in there praising their Lord. And I'm going to run up to the stage and say something real profound like
I've seen God. He's told me something. He told me, and then explode.
Yeah. And so then not only will people be traumatized for life, but they'll be like, what did God tell him to tell us?
You know what you could do? You could be like, I've seen God. He told me not to say anything, but I have to share his message with the world. He said, and then explode, so it'll seem like he smited you because he told you not to tell anyone. Smite. Although, I feel like that would end up being just, like, on news, it would be portrayed as you were being anti-Semitic. And then everyone would hate you because you hate Jesus.
But I won't care because I'm dead.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I don't care if people hate me because I don't believe in Jesus anyway. That just shows more about their character than me. So, but I think something like that would be cool. But probably what's gonna actually happen is I'm gonna die from some form of cancer.
Yeah, that's another way I really don't want to die. Cancer. It's just,
I mean, to be realistic,
it's like slow.
To be realistic, I'm probably gonna die from one of the top 8 diseases that kill humans.
Yeah.
Like either heart disease or cancer. Cancer probably. I know the way I don't want to die. Burning to death.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Just burning until you're dead. I mean, I know it doesn't take long, and I'm sure your body goes into shock really fast. Yeah. But, I mean, that has to be excruciatingly painful.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to look like a Slim Jim
Slim
when I'm dead.
Jim? That's crazy. I think if I die in, like, one of the top 10 ways, it will be redeemed if I have an animal and it eats me. Especially if it's, like, a little animal, like a bird or a hamster. Could you imagine? There's a huge, like, there's a hole in their, like, stomach. What is this? They, like, take me to an autopsy and they find a hamster inside me, like, burrowed in there.
Living
like
inside your empty torso. It already ate all your intestines out.
I don't think it'd eat all of it, but it'd be living in there. Be chilling in my stomach.
I know I don't want to die by drowning too.
That one apparently is like the most painless death, which I'm sure it hurts because like if you've ever been underwater for a little too long, your like lungs, they hurt.
It's like they are on fire or something.
Yeah, but I'm sure your body would go into shock pretty quick too, and then it'd be pretty swift.
Yeah, I think drowning would probably be a really, really fast way to die, but I have a thing about water. It's just like heights. Water, big bodies of water freak me out, and I'm not a good swimmer, so I just have this irrational fear of drowning. Like I don't want to go on a cruise because I'm afraid the boat's gonna go down like the Titanic and everybody's gonna survive except me because I panic and drown for no reason.
You're gonna jump off the lifeboats.
Yeah, something, I don't know. So, how do you want to be buried then? Do you want to be buried? Do you want to be embalmed and all that stuff?
I want Elon Musk to launch me off into space. That'd be pretty sweet.
Like so your body would be in like a rocket?
No, it'd be strapped to the side.
What?
I
think your body would
force would just tear my body into pieces, and I'd just fly off. It'd be pretty sweet.
I think it would probably like disintegrate and then burn up, wouldn't it? Going through the atmosphere.
Well, that'd be
like
cool.
That.
Or I want to be made into a bunch of meat cubes, and I want to be given to animals, and I want them to eat me, like big meat cubes, like slabs. Or you could put me in a deli.
So like human steaks.
Yeah. You could put me in a deli and make lunch meat out of me.
Human pot roast.
No, it would be like lunch meat. It'd be thin.
Sliced like at a number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, for real. How do you want to be what do you want done with your body when you die? So most people do burial. I mean, in this country anyway, which I've already said what I think about that.
I don't really want to be buried. I think I just want to be laid somewhere, like in the woods or something. And then, if someone will, I want someone to come and photograph me as my body decomposes. You could do like one of those time lapses. That'd be cool.
So are you okay with like animals coming and chewing on you and stuff?
Yeah. How do you want to be buried? Or
well, I was on the fence about being cremated. I think now I just want to do what they call a natural burial, and that's when there's no embalming or anything, and you're put straight into the ground. I know there's some companies that they offer a thing where they can either compost your body, and they literally put you in to a container with other materials like soil and wood and leaves and all kinds of stuff, and then you decompose, and then they literally take all that material, I'm assuming besides the bones, and no, I think they said they grind up the bones.
Yeah, the bones could be used.
And they grind up the bones, I guess, and they put all of that compost into bags, like 40-pound bags, and they give it to the families, and the families can use it in their gardens. And then there's another company that they would put your body in a big sack with a sapling of a tree.
Oh, I've heard of that.
And then they bury that sack, and then as your body decomposes, it feeds nutrients to the roots of that tree. And I think that's kind of cool.
You know what else would be kind of cool? You know those burials where they'll put you on like a raft and like send you out into the water, and then like you burn as you float out? That'd be pretty sweet.
I've seen that in movies. I know there's like some Native American traditions where they'll build like what they call a funeral pyre, which is basically just this giant wood platform. Yeah. And they do these ceremonies and stuff, and then they burn you. That'd be okay. I'd be okay with that. I thought about, for a while, donating my body to this organization that plasticizes bodies, and then they do certain things with them to put them on display for educational purposes for people to come and just view. I heard some people, when they donate their bodies to science, that sometimes those bodies go to the military for ballistics testing.
That's pretty sweet.